Well, hello there folks, and welcome back to what is today going to be must get boss drops and their items, hashtag 13, and we're starting off today over at Join Lightoviacave, where you can pick up the Mirror BladeMaster set, amongst other items of course. It is very important to note they are all tagged as AQW's birthday, but the map's open, so I'm assuming that you're able to go along and get the drops, but if there's anything on this list you're not getting, that'll be the reason why, so you'll just have to wait for the birthday event to come back round. But usually when the map's open, you should be pretty safe to go along and get the majority of the drops. They haven't actually got seasonal against them, so fingers crossed they should all be there for you. Next up though, we are going to join along this time to limft, which is a very similar scenario to what we just said a moment ago. As always, there is a nice little merge shop here. If you do like your April Fool's gear, this is a really good map to come along to because there is a good selection of items, and there is also a very nice boss with some very nice drops. These drops are again all April Fool's ones, so if any of them are not appearing, that will be the reason why, but it is where you can get yourself the Berserker set as well as the COOLtage. I am a big fan of the COOLtage. I didn't actually realise it was a drop from here, to be totally honest with you, and that is one of the ones I would like to go back through and get because sometimes I like just having a little house. The vast majority of items in this particular boss list are going to be free players. There are a few rares from this particular one, but that's just the way it usually goes. There are some really nice bits though, and as I said earlier, if you do like troubles, you can get them. There are some cool little pets, and I am a big fan of the Crying Warrior painting. I think that is a great meme one, and definitely worth going along picking up for your house. So it exists, so we got to come here. The Pirates. If you have never gone along and farmed Sharkbait, you can get his sword. It is one of those OG items. If you like something OG on a set, it's definitely worth going along and potentially thinking about farming for. I don't know what the drop rate is in it though. It's one of those that I've never really come across, which is really strange the amount of times we beat up Sharkbait. Here we go then, at Palooza, you have got Discordia with some chaos items for us. Sadly, a lot of them are for legends only, which was the way it went with a lot of the old chaos storylines. Pony Gary Yellow also exists here, just in case you're interested in anything in that list, but I'm not sure I'll be picking any of those up myself. Next up, we are over at Lostruins and soon to be Lostruinswar. You can get yourself some celestial gear here from the merge shop if you would like any of it. A good selection of armors are available in this one. Definitely worth going along, checking out briefly in case there's anything there you'd like to farm for with infernal tokens. You've got the Infernal Warlord right here, and you can get yourself some broken wings just in case you're a collector of wings. I know some people do like going out and getting lots of different ones. Actually, over at Lostruinswar is where you would have been many times. You can get the old school Burning Blade right there. We've also got the Fallen Minion set, which looks really nice, as well as some prismatic celestial wings amongst other items from this particular boss. So there are some extra bits there worth grabbing in case you never have in the past. Join Lostvilla is up next, where you can get yourself some Diabolical items. There is a Diabolical rep shop right here. This is one of those maps which I've not actually done the story for, or at least I haven't done the quest here, so I wasn't able to walk through to the boss, but if you do, it will look something like this, and this is the drop list for you. This is again one of those monsters just full of free player drop, which is great, especially if you're a fan of Diabolical gear. It goes usually with those darker themed items. In fact, we will come across a few more of those a little bit later in this video. But we're going to map up again in just a second, and this time we are going over to join Lumafortress, another one of those maps you've probably been to a lot, but if you're someone that hasn't, there is essentially a free Doom set you can farm from the Corrupted Luma right here. Some of the item drop rates are quite low, and I'm sure those of you that have been along farming for certain quest chains are more than familiar with these items. But like I say, there is the Worshipper of Doom set. It is really nice. It's totally free player, as you can see right here, so you can go along, pick up any of these bits you like, and you can make some pretty nice sets, especially for someone who likes to get your Sepulture and Doom type gear. Next up, we are joining Lust, and there are 3 different monsters we're going to look at here. You want to head down the middle path when you get to the split, and you'll first of all come across Viscera. This is where you can get yourself the Royal Dancer set. It is AC tagged, but sadly for legends only. Continuing down the path, you will come across Killick, and Killick's drops go something like this. This time they are all AC tagged and all going to be free player. It is the Dungeon Defender set, which is not too shabby at all. Once you've been through those drops, we are going to head over to our Maloth Dragon right here, so the main boss for the map, and this is where you can pick up the Blood Titan set. Again, pretty much everything here is going to be AC tagged. In fact, most of the 7 Deadly Dragon Saga bosses have really cool drops. If you've not been along and checked any of those out, they're definitely worth doing. There's a whole host of different sets, house items, all sorts from them, and they're definitely some of my favourite bosses with certain drops in game. Here we have got Lycaninvasion and various other Lycan maps. This particular one is going to drop you the Umbral Fiend set. The set itself is going to be Legends only, but you do get a floating Fiend cape. However, that is for free players, which I think is really cool. Next up is, like I say, just going to be the Lycan map. For those who've never looked in the Lycan shop, I have no idea why you haven't. This is just going down memory lane a little bit here at this point. That's the main reason we are going through every single map, just to have some nostalgia thrown in from time to time. Sanguine is where you can get yourself the Sanguine Blade, you get the wings, and there is a nice little Batwing axe. I say nice little Batwing axe, I don't think anyone's going to be picking it up. Lastly is a map we do seem to feature from time to time, and this one here is Lycanwar. There is a little house shop, the Lycanwar shop specifically, where you could get yourself some bits for your home, or indeed a one-bedroom Lycan cave. That one, though, is for members. There is Edvard, and this is, again, one of those monsters, like I say, that has appeared many, many times in the past. There's loads of different face variants they are able to grab if you would like any of them. Next up, and I don't really know why we've gone to Magicmeadow, it just kind of existed and it was on the list as I was going down, but there is the Neighbourly Merge right here. They're all tagged as seasonal, but they're still in game, which did confuse me a little bit. But now, folks, it is time to move to our final map for this particular video, and this time around we are going to be joining Maloth for yet another dragon. However, before we go to Maloth, we are going to have a little look on this ground floor right here. If you keep going to the right, you'll come across a locked chest, and this has got some very nice house drop fountain items that you can use, and also some eggs to decorate your house. I definitely thought those were worth giving a little shout out to. And then, like I say, if you head all the way to go to floor 4, you'll come across the boss himself. There is Maloth, and this is the drop list you can expect to be going for getting, and it is the Prince of Dragons set, which, again, it does look pretty cool and reminds me very much of the Diabolical gear we saw earlier on. Anyway, folks, as always, thank you very much for watching. Please do make sure to leave a bit of a like and, of course, subscribe. And we'll be back for part 14 very soon. So until then, have a lovely day.